Hey, welcome to Film Fury. My name is Victor Lucas. This is my buddy Johnny Millennium, and we are going to review Wind River. But first, we have to thank our compatriots and pals over at the VFS School of Film. All right, Wind River is the brand new movie that's written and directed by Taylor Sheridan, who has been blowing up Hollywood with all kinds of great movies recently. It stars Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen. Graham Greene is in there. John Bernthal is in there. And Gil Birmingham is in this one. What did you think of Wind River, my friend?
I honestly think this is my movie of the year so far.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. We went to see a press-only screening. There was like 8 people in the theater.
I know.
It was really quiet, and this entire movie has you on the edge of your seat. You can't look away from this movie. The acting is superb. The story is engaging. It's intense. It's over the top. It's shocking. It has twists. This is a great film. You got to see this.
Yeah, and it's tricky we don't really want to spoil anything, except that Taylor Sheridan is a creator that is not opposed to looking dead on at some real ugliness and some real brutality.
Real horrific violence at times.
And we saw that with Sicario, which was a fantastic film.
Movie.
Denis Villeneuve directed that, and now he's got Blade Runner on the way. And we definitely saw that with my favorite film of last year, Hell or High Water, and now again with Wind River. And I think we see horrific crimes being committed in this thing, and it's also an important story that's based on factual events and actual things that have been happening and continue to happen. And it's, I hate to sort of classify this as another one of these important movies that everybody should go out and see. It is that. But it's just fantastic filmmaking that's absolutely beautifully composed.
And there's so many layers to all the characters. Jeremy Renner, incredible performance.
I feel like with Jeremy Renner, he's got that, Charles Bronson kind of ruddiness, that sort of everyman kind of appeal, and he is really an amazing actor. He's a little underutilized as our Hawkeye in the Avengers movies.
This isn't Hawkeye too.
No, but
Hawkeye.
He is such a workman-like kind of composure, and somebody that just, puts his head down and just...
Less is more with him in a way, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But he's kind of born to play roles like this. He plays like a wildlife hunter in Wyoming that has to deal with predators that kill livestock, and he's got all of these skills that really come into play as he's tracking down the criminals that are engaged in this sort of wilderness in Wyoming. And the weather in Wyoming is almost like this other secondary character in this. You are constantly aware that a blizzard could come in and topple everything.
And that is something for the main FBI agent who's straight out of Las Vegas. She's thrust into Wyoming in this terrible weather. That's something that she has to tackle. Never mind all the locals there that she has to get to know. She's an outsider trying to get in on the inside of what's really going on.
And it's interesting that Taylor Sheridan has cast Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch from the Avengers movies. So we've got 2 Avengers in this flick, and they're definitely not playing those types at all. But Elizabeth Olsen's FBI agent echoes a little bit of what Emily Blunt went through in Sicario. She's a fish out of water. She's dealing with a whole bunch of external elements that are really challenging her.
She's got the skills for the job, but she's never quite used them before.
Yes, and absolutely. And she does portray this person that is kind of, a little fearful of what she's encountering, but also skilled enough to require and request assistance, and also has the composure to handle herself really, really well. And effectively creating this character as that, fully fleshed out 3D human being it's wonderful work.
Yeah, it's really good work. I was really blown away by her. Every actor and actress in this movie is phenomenal. They all pull it off. So some moments in this movie, it's really hard to review this movie without spoiling it. We're not going to.
Yeah.
But there's some really uncomfortable scenes in this movie.
I started crying.
Yeah.
There was this quiet moment between Jeremy Renner and Gil Birmingham. So effective.
That is a really good moment.
It's so poignant and so powerful. And it's interesting. We review these movies sometimes in the morning, and it's amazing the scope of emotions that you go through, before noon, and then you come out and you're like,
saying. We just came off Detroit, Dunkirk, and then we see this movie first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
3 intense movies basically in a row. But really, really compelling stuff here.
Incredible stuff, and I think so much of it you kind of have to put on Taylor Sheridan's incredible script. This is a man that really understands the musicality, the nuance of conversation, almost Coen Brothers style. There's an effortlessness to the way that the actors can say this dialogue, but that it's scripted like...
Feels so perfect.
It's perfect. It's like a jigsaw puzzle just snapping into place, and it felt very, familiar for fans of Hell or High Water. Water,
Yeah.
or Sicario even, where there was almost like a surgical extraction of extraneous dialogue just to give you enough, and that's exactly what's happening here.
He's in the height of his directing and writing. I mean,
Yes.
I cannot wait to see what he comes up with next after this one.
He
just stole it with this one.
He's a powerhouse, yeah. And I don't know if he's done another sort of big budget directing job like this, but he has proven himself as a fantastic director.
Yeah.
He's just an incredible filmmaker, and you're right, he's at the top of his game. I can't wait to see, what other kinds of collaborations he gets into.
I'm sure it's going to be some brutal, intense thing again,
Well, maybe he's going to.
And he's really good. Imagine just a love story, comedy love story.
Maybe
next.
he shifts courses. I kind of hope that he brings Gil Birmingham back with him. He seems to be like that's his muse right now.
He's great.
He's fantastic in this. But Renner and Olsen are amazing. Also, Graham Greene has some really great material in this thing as well. And John Bernthal has a nice surprise cameo in this. Great to see him. This is wonderful, wonderful filmmaking. I don't think it's quite at the level of Hell or High Water.
Oh, I enjoyed it more than that.
Did you?
I
Okay.
liked it way more.
For me,
I thought that was a lot slower to get to. This, I couldn't take my eyes off the screen.
Yeah.
I was there for every moment. Usually in a morning screening, I'm usually like a little bit tired. I was wide awake right to the end. Hell or High Water took a long time to get going, I thought.
I hold that in higher regard. But man, this Taylor Sheridan, he is a force to be reckoned with. You need to watch out for his work, and you need to go see Wind River. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
It gets a 9 from me as well. Wonderful movie. Listen, if you think you've got the chops to go and be the next Taylor Sheridan, you can learn how to do that by taking the 1-year program at the Vancouver Film School. Go to VFS.edu to find out more.